But this evening I want to talk to you about comfort zones.
This is your first day in real estate, and I am your real estate sales trainer and coach, James Festini. And this is the program that's going to teach you how to sell more real estate in less time.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. As you can see, I'm not suited up right now. But this evening I want to talk to you about comfort zones, coming out of your shell, doing what is necessary to do to get things done. GTD, getting things done. TCB, taking care of business. I've recently been signed up for a daddy-daughter dancing thing, and it'll probably end up on the vlog at some point. But I have had to come out of my comfort zone and do things that, are not normal, like get up in front of an audience and dance. And then they asked, who does the splits? And I can do the splits. I can actually do the splits 3 ways. That's a little TMI. But now, it's one thing to do the splits in private, and a whole other thing to do splits in public, when other people are watching you. And that's what I'm talking about, comfort zone. Doing the things that you don't want to do to make you feel alive. So it's Friday Philosophies. It's probably a segment that I'll probably just add on to my myriad of content that I provide you guys. My philosophy today will be about getting out of your comfort zone and discomfort. I don't know if I've told you all before, but there's been 8 times in my life where I have suffered from anxiety, panic disorder. Right now I'm suffering from a phone that won't stop spinning. But I have, there's been 2 or 3 eras of my life where I've just not been comfortable, and it becomes so uncomfortable that you have a panic attack. If you've ever had one, they suck. But you have this full-blown anxiety for no real reason, and no amount of gratitude. It's just paralyzing. And then once you have a panic attack, it rocks your world so much that it becomes a disorder where you fear another panic attack, and it becomes panic disorder. And it's a terrible thing to live with. And then my mind gets clear and it gets okay. But what I'm getting at is, I've been feeling those feelings lately of like the edge and like the tension and stress. Why though? Do I see something in the market coming? Is it because I'm working very hard and the results aren't as, for the amount of work I'm doing now, the results are not equal. But as I have to go back to my teachings and my philosophy. It's like I talk to myself in the mirror, and sometimes you listen, and it's about expectations. And I've talked about this keyword, expectations. And that's why I'm not a big fan of a lot of these real estate sales trainer and coach / gurus, especially the big ones, because they'll throw you out into the real estate industry and suggest that you could do business on certain numbers, an expectation based on outgoing effort. For example, you go to Zillow or Truly or Realtor.com, you spend $1,000 or $1,500, $2,000 a month, you should get 1 or 2 deals a month. But when you don't get 1 or 2 deals a month from that, how does that make you feel? Your expectations were not in line with the reality, and so you have to readjust the reality so that your expectations aren't setting you up for disappointment. Does this make sense? I'm getting to something. It's about, if you say, look, if I eat 2,000 calories and I walk 5 miles every day, I will lose weight. But then you go 6 months, 3 months, 2,000 calories, walking the next mile. You repeat that cycle every day. And then in 6 months, you're looking back on, I really haven't lost weight. Why did your expectations get the best of you? Why then you start feeling defeated, you start getting depressed, you're like, this isn't enough. And the same thing happens for prospecting, telephone prospecting, or real estate, or lead generation. Whether you're doing it through traditional methods of cold calling and door knocking, or you're doing it through methods like online lead generation, such as Zillow, Truly, or Realtor.com, Facebook ads. I don't know, is Craigslist even a thing anymore? I haven't done those in a long time because Craigslist is weird. You get weirdos in that place. So anyhow, what I was getting at is just that you've got to look back. And fortunately, there are softwares and technologies, and that's why I'm always saying, guys and gals, write your stuff down. Measure your calories. Measure your steps. Measure your stride. Measure your body fat, your composition, your heart rate. All of these things will tell you, hey, this 2,000 calories is fine, but that 5-mile walk, you've been doing it at like a 25-minute pace, which anybody who knows anything about like speed, that's pretty slow. Like I walk, if I'm walking, it's about 18 miles an hour. A speed walk is probably about 15 miles an hour. And then the difference between a walk and a run is usually at about 13, 12 miles an hour. So you're definitely not jogging. A run is like, for me, running is like 10 minutes a mile and less. That's running. Otherwise, you're jogging between 10 minutes and 13. What am I getting at, James? What I'm getting at is that you were doing everything right, but you can go back and look at your numbers and say, have I really been? I've been measuring all of these outpouring efforts. I've been measuring all of my effort based on the amount of calls, and it feels like a lot, and it feels like I'm doing the follow-up and nothing's really coming through, and man, this can't be working. Is there something else? And then the impending doom of like the end of the month, end of the money, and there's more month. Or like you see your nest egg, for those of you agents, hopefully you put something aside, and then you spend a couple bucks on my prospecting challenge, which I recommend, guys and gals, if you want to take action, if you want to feel like you're doing something about it. Joining my the prospecting challenge is pretty much the same as taking that 25-minute mile pace and having someone stand right next to you and go, look, this is my weight. This is your weight. This is my age. That's your age. Here's how fast I run. Watch. Let's go. And then I run alongside of you. And the challenge is, I personally am walking, and I'm personally knocking, and I'm personally dialing, and I'm personally talking. And so when you have that camaraderie where you can say, man, my speed should be a lot faster, but then you see someone similar, or you see someone doing it, then you can kind of adjust yourself. You can adjust your readout, just like a thermometer on your wall. If you think it's going to get to 75 degrees and you turn that dial to 71, it's not going to happen. Is that what you want? Are you ready to crank up the heat? Then you got to go and press it to 85. You got to crank it to 100. Look back at the last couple of weeks, the last couple of months. If you're feeling this way and you're reluctant to sign up for the prospecting challenge because you think you're doing okay, or you think you got it right, you think it's working out for you. I've got a lot of people actually successfully doing what I'm doing at a higher level than I'm doing, based on the scripts and the approach and the dialogue and the follow-up and the communication, the slam package and the da-da-da, all that stuff that you get, the Door Knock Mastery course, the CRM course, that 5-hour webinar of like quick start your whole life. I mean, it's perfect for a brand new agent. 5 hours worth of like, holy cow, I can't believe how much I gave that session. But I'm always selling you something, right? It's really just important. Someone asked me recently, they're like, James, why do you do this coaching? I'm like, for money. She goes, well, that's good, but seriously, why do you do it? And I said, because I enjoy that moment where you guys say, and it's ego, it's always about ego, everything, all the things you do is for satisfactions and egos. And so when someone says, James, I got a listing appointment, and I say, oh man, did you use my script? And they go, yeah, it worked. And I say, oh man, I celebrate in your success. And the more successful you are, the more you believe in my products, and the more you believe in my products, the more products I continue to release, the more you can be like, whatever James Festini puts out, it works, not only because it works for me, but it works for him, and he knows what he's talking about, and those other guys are a bunch of idiots, and they shouldn't be on the stage, blah, blah, blah. All right, so this complacency versus your potential. You're satisfied with what you're doing, but then at the end of the day, you're not satisfied because it's not working out. It's all about your expectations. Did your guru, whoever's telling you, did they tell you talk to 30 people a day and that would be okay? Because if they told you talk to 30 people a day, and at the end of the day you talk to your 30 people and it's not working, What can you do? Talk to another 30 tomorrow? No. What are you doing the rest of the time? Talk to 30 people. Friends, family, sphere of influence, past client, whatever. How many times can you call your sphere? How many times can you pop into someone before you're like, okay, I've tapped the well? That's the first thing real estate gurus will tell you. Reach out to your past clients, sphere of influence, or tell everybody you know, set up your Facebook page, set up your web page, do something clever, tell everyone you're in real estate, and then now what? And that's where I specialize. I specialize in that moment of now what? So you've got the other guru, he said call 30 a day. You get down in the morning, you sit down at 9 a.m., you dial through 30 or talk to 30. When you talk to 30 at a 6% pickup ratio, you're probably, hopefully using a triple line dial, and it's still going to take you like 2 or 3 hours to do that, right? But if you magically manage to talk to 30 people, probably by noon, then at noon o'clock, now what? Are you part-time? Are you full-time? Do you have more time? What else are you going to do? Are you going to go to the local pizza shop wearing your badge and say, hi, how's it going? And you like hope that they say, how's business? You go, fantastic. You're looking to buy or sell, right? Always say something. Don't just be like, how's business? I'm great, man. You're looking to buy or sell. Oh, no. And you have open up the conversation. But what do you think that's going to do? How many restaurants can you visit a day? How many? There's an exhaustion. There's this point of like saturation where you got no more. So then the next logical step is spend money on internet advertising. All right, fine, pacifists, go spend a couple $1,000 on internet advertising. Hopefully you've got a decent company behind you to give you, clever landing pages, to know how to post, call to action, all sorts of stuff. Oh my gosh. To try to do that on your own is very hard. You got to be really good. So now what? Now, what can anybody do that won't break the bank? Check your 30 again. Double it, triple it, take it to 100. If 100 is not working, then something is wrong. And that's what I'm getting at is right now, if you've been following my methods, if you've been following my philosophy, whether or not you bought any of my products and you're looking at it and saying it's not working, do me a favor right now. From the moment you committed to be a part of the mafia, where you said, I'm going to make 100 a day, that's my goal. Those of you guys who are in my realm, who are like playing at my level and trying to get those numbers up, cold calling, get those numbers up, door knocking. If your goal is 100, your goal should always be 100. Part-time, full-time, it has to be 100. That's a minimum. That's not a goal. That's like the minimum. So can you go back, do me a favor, do you a favor, go back to your database right now, go into Mojo and click one button at the top that says reports. And in that report say from January 1st. How many people did you speak to since January 1st? So it's May 1st, January, February, March, April. So we got 4 months. And then there's how many weekends, how many Saturdays? 4. How many Sundays? 4. So you got 8 total days off, right? So now you got 20 working days, roughly. How many, so you take those 3 months and then divide by 20, 40, 60, 80. How many people did you speak to that day? You might be surprised. Let's just put it this way. If it is not 100, if it is 10, if it's 10, then why would you think that you should be awarded the results? It's like going back through that workout I was talking about where you say, I've done 100 miles. Man, I've hit 100 miles since I started working out. And then you go back and you say, what's the average of those miles? And it's 25-minute miles. You got to be in pretty bad shape to do 25-minute miles, by the way. It's very hard to do 25. I'm exaggerating. If you're doing 25, that's really rough. I think I could lay down on the floor and roll. I could probably do cartwheels at 25 miles an hour, right? Or 25-minute miles. That's just pathetic. But hey, if you can, you can. You're door knocking. But if you can't go back and check out the history, if you can't look and see what is that number that got me to that place that I thought I was going to get to, and tell me expectations, why am I not there? And if it's anything less than 100, I can tell you why you're not there. I can tell you, James, you. You're not doing enough numbers. Why would you? Why? Of course you're going to be disappointed. Of course you're going to be depressed. Let's make up for it. How can you make up for it? Saturday tomorrow? Sunday's your only day off, not whatever, religion, whatever. You got to have one day or hold an open house. But if you're off, take Monday. Be prepared for Monday. Make a goal. If tomorrow's Saturday, squeeze in some work. Mojo on the go on the iPad. Oof. Man, I've never really touched it. Mojo on the go, on the iPad. You don't know where you get your numbers? Go to Cole. My link is below on Cole. Get those numbers. Those numbers are like the better numbers. But get them all. If you want to know more, better yet, just ask me. Say, James, DM me on Facebook. You believe it or not, I get like 4 or 5 DMs a day where people ask me, and more often than not, I'm like, yo, what's up? All right, what's up? Hey, yeah. Because I want you to have faith in me. I might be immature. I might not act my age all the time. But I'm wise. I've been doing this 25 years and I'm 45 years old and I've got a good brain. There's nothing, I don't think, that I haven't seen before that I can't walk you through. On that note, the prospecting challenge. It's going to be shutting down soon and those tickets just won't be there. It won't be in its capacity. When I transition to that paid platform that I keep leading into, you're not going to get the Door Knock Mastery course like that. I'm going to feed you a piece of it, little lessons out of it. I'm making books like manuals, instruction manuals, PDFs, charts. It's still legit what I'm doing. When I get you guys all of those information and you're ready to rock and roll, take the prospecting challenge while you still can. The Door Knock Mastery course, it teaches you what to say, how to say it. It gives you the tools. It gives you the propaganda to leave at the door. The CRM Mastery course, it teaches you what to do with your leads. The scripts. It's all about the scripts. I'm giving you scripts here that for less, I'd say it's less than a cup of coffee a day. $100 for 100 days. Which again, if you click the link below, it's all yours. If you don't click the link below, you're going to miss out. Trust me, you will not get my Door Knock Mastery course and my CRM Mastery course for less than $100 a pop. My script's going to go back to $20 a pop minimum. I'm going to expand on that and do some dialogues and objections. My store is going to shut down and it's going to be a little more expensive to get access to all the good stuff. But man, I truly believe, and I've said it before, the Door Knock Mastery course alone should be mandatory for every real estate agent. If you are going to knock on the door, you gotta take my Door Knock Mastery course, and it's included with the Beast Mode or the Prospecting Challenge. All you gotta do is click the link below. It's included. It's $100. The best effing $100 you'll ever spend if you're gonna door knock. Hands down. Every possible scenario. I'm just proud of that thing, man. I spent like a lot of time, and it's fast too. So, expectations. Go back and see what it is that you thought you should have by now and measure it against what you've been doing. And then see, if you're only at 10 people a month or 10 people a day, you're less than what the guru's telling you. And the guru's all screwed up. You know what I'm talking about, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Irishman. Those guys are telling you like 10, 20 people a day. I don't know. I don't have a sphere of influence or a past client database that I could do 10, 20 people a day without them going, so why you calling, man? What's up? I'm like, I'm not that good of a people person. I can talk to you all day long. But you put me in front of people who like, there's nothing left to talk about, and I'm just like, oh, anybody got a beer? Some drinks, loosen up. It's tough. It's tough. If you're a social person, then you could find more people. If you're not a social person, you got to break through that barrier. I teach you how to do that. Enough of that. Set your expectations, readjust your ambition, readjust your focus, and get back to work. Make sure you join that. Oh, please just join it. I promise you. I'm just dumping stuff in there. Just join the $100, like 100 days where you're gonna get me. I'm back in doing the live prospecting. You guys get archives. Have you ever seen my live prospecting? It's there. Like all the archives that you guys kept seeing and you never really got to see, it's all there. Like you click a button, you pay, and you can go through there. Hundreds of hours of me prospecting and engaging and answering questions. I mean, right out the gate you get like 7 hours worth of video, and then you get hundreds of hours for $100. Yeah, every time I think about it, it's just stupid. It's too cheap. Get it. Get your stuff back together by this Monday. I'm telling you about that window of opportunity. By this Monday, you should be able to start setting appointments and getting listings immediately, using my script on the expireds, using my script on the for sale by owners, using my script on the cold calls. You will generate people. I promise you, I guarantee you 100 leads in 100 days if you just promise. And if you are sitting there like choked up and thinking, I got to, this is like do or die. If you're going to do or die, and this is the last, I'm done checking YouTube, I'm done looking, my manager this, my broker's that, I've tried this, like if there's nothing left, this is your only hope. This is massive action with guidance. Let me help you, okay? Get back to work.
This episode is brought to you by MojoSells.com, expireds for sell by owners and prospecting solutions along with DNC compliance. It is my CRM of choice because I can set up emails and letters and follow-up campaigns to follow up more efficiently with the leads that I generate. Go to MojoSells.com and make sure you tell them Festini sent you. This episode is also brought to you by Spodio, the perfect door knock companion. Download the Spodio app today. If you want more knowledge, please find me anywhere you consume content. On YouTube, go to James Festini. If you want to listen to my content on iTunes, please leave me a 5-star review. Join the Festini Mafia at jamesfestini.com/training. There you'll find all of my products and information. If you like to make money, get back to work.